you're still watching Prime Morning. This segment is proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Perfie. Now, I have good news for you. Very, very good news. Amazing news. Now, today is 23rd, and so from today to 25th of this month, Franco Trading Enterprise, your leading mobile phone, accessories, and electronic retail outlet, is running its yearly Xmas promo. Like I said, it's from today all the way to 25th of December. Make sure you enjoy the discounts that we are giving to you. It's up to 40% discount on all purchases, items, and also stand a chance of getting a gift from any of our shops. Purchase items such as Nokia phones, Samsung, iPhones, smart TVs, ranging from 32 to 100 inches. Yes, you heard it right here. We also have the Franco air condition, ranging from 1.5 HP to 2.5 HP. We have chest freezers and refrigerators, washing machine, microwaves, blenders, generators, gas and electric stove, CCTV cameras. Also, we have, monitor video anytime. That will monitor your videos anytime and anywhere that you are. All that you're looking for, we've got you covered. Listen, just make sure you come to our office or our shops for it, okay? We also have accessories. You can actually call us on 024-642-2338, 024-642-2338, or 055-593-9311, 055-593-9311, or 0302-22-5651. Or to make things very simple, just download the app on your phone, which is the Franco Trading app. Franco Trading app, still phone Papa Perfie. All right. So this festive season, let's all enjoy our Franco, okay? And if you go there, one thing I forgot to mention is that it's authentic. Yeah. This one is not the circle one, Sam. No, this one is authentic gadget. So come to us and we'll take very good care of you this festive season. It's time for us to have our conversation. Before we delve into the conversation deep, let me introduce my first guest who is seated with me this morning, Honorable Billa Alamzi. He is the Member of Parliament for Chiana. I hope I get it right. Chiana Paga. Honorable.
Yes.
I got it right.
Chiana Paga.
Oh my goodness, I'm so smart. Welcome, Honorable. How are you?
Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you for having me.
What are we doing this festive season?
I'm waiting on you.
Yes. Are you Muslim?
Yes, I'm a Muslim.
Oh, but you Muslims, you even celebrate Christmas than us.
Yes, somehow. That's why I'm waiting on you.
Don't worry. I'll make sure that I take good care of you so that when it's time for your salah, I can also get my salah meat.
Definitely, adequately, you get it.
All right, so let's do the newspapers and then we can delve into our conversation. But this morning, we want to take a look at the Constitutional Review Committee. They have presented their recommendations to the President, and on that, we will definitely be delving deeper into it. I don't know what has, gotten your attention so far with regards to what they brought out. Now, yesterday, some of the things they said was an increase of the presidential tenure from 4 years to 5 years. People are talking. A reduction of the age for presidential candidate from 40 years to 30 years and other things as well. So we'll definitely be delving into it. Make sure you stay glued to your television set and make sure you send your messages to us on 055-157-5757. All right, so I'll start with the Daybreak newspaper. Daybreak. Oh, I'd hardly get this newspaper. Quite new. MFWA criticizes court order blocking investigative journalist publications. Buakon backs Tano Forest project, constitutional reform in Ghana's interest, says President Mahama, and minority slams government over Galamsey gold environmental damage. That'll be it for the Daybreak newspaper. The next newspaper is the Economy Times newspaper. The Economy Times. Ghana financial markets begin festive lull, okay, in activity, but underlying performance remains strong. BOG, Dr. Asiama applauded for the landmark NIBF framework. NPA to kickstart 24-hour fuel station service in Osu today amid tightened security. Okay, well, it's the security that matters the most because trust me, if you're selling fuel, It's 24 hours. Your security must be tight. So I'm excited that it's going to start, and the 24-hour economy that was promised is some people say they've seen it working, others say they haven't seen it working. Well, NPA says they are going to make sure that we start feeling it. So if you're in town and your fuel is running low, don't worry. No matter the time of day, whether it's 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you don't have a problem at all. It's starting from Osu, so you can, get your fuel. Maybe other places. I know there are some places that run 24 hours, though. I think there's a airport Shell or something. They run 24 hours, but most places don't run 24 hours. But good news is coming your way. So once you know that the pump around your area is going to run 24 hours, you know you're good to go. Anyway, the Overseer newspaper is the next newspaper. The Overseer. Tor is back. Refines 28,000 barrels of oil a day. Oh, wow. That's good news. That's good news. Constitutional Review Committee present report to Mahama, proposed 5-year presidential term. This is our main topic for this morning, and we want you to be a part of it. So let's hear your voice. Some people say, why fix it when it's not broken? Others too say, hey, it's a good one, because for us, we want the president to be able to achieve all that he wants to achieve. And so we want the president to be there. And for the others, they say, no, let's not fix what's not broken. We don't want that. We really want the 4 years, because even with the 4 years, sometimes we are still struggling with things like corruption. We are struggling when the cedi and the dollar, the cedi is depreciating so badly. If we give another 1 year, then the people are going to die. So no, stick to the 4 years. Let's hear your voice as well. Agric Minister launches Prosper project in the North. Garmanche calls for truth, unity, and shared accountability as Ghana leads global reparations agenda. That'll be it for the Overseer newspaper. The final newspaper is the Chronicle newspaper. The Chronicle. Cost of living is good under Mahama. Professor Smart Sapon's survey report says so. I see. Oh, the Chronicle newspaper is telling us that they're on Christmas break. I like this. I want to read it. Your daily companion, the Chronicle, goes on Christmas break starting from today. Oh, so tomorrow we'll get a new Chronicle newspaper. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2025, we shall be back on the newsstand in January next year. We take this opportunity to wish all our cherished readers a Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year. Wow. But you, Chronicle, why are you going on break when I'm not on break? You are going on Chronicle, you are going on break when me, I'm not on break. Wow. Anyway, more stories here. Minority vows to resist NDC's third term agenda. And that will be it for the Chronicle newspaper. It also carries Bible verse, and the Bible verse, we're taking it from Colossians chapter 1, verse 13. Colossians chapter 1, verse 13. And it reads, He has delivered us from the power of darkness. He has delivered us from the power of darkness. Hey, wait, what are you talking about, Chronicle? Chronicle is my favorite newspaper. Not that I don't like the others. I do like the others. But Chronicle, did you just say he has delivered us from the power of darkness? Where was the darkness? Well, this is not for me to say, but I think we should talk a little bit about Tor being back, briefly 1 minute each, and then we can delve into our main conversation for this morning. If you're just tuned in, this is Prime Morning, and this is the News Flash segment, proudly brought to you by Franco Trading Enterprise. Janet Nabla has also joined us. She is a presidential candidate for PNP. Hello, Janet.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great, and you're looking nice.
You too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Okay, so Janet is here, and also, your first name, how do you pronounce it?
Nichima.
Nichima. Okay, Nichima. So which one? How do you want me to call it? Alamzi, Nichima, Bella. Which one?
I will make it simple for you. Just say Bila.
Bila, thank you very much. Because I don't want to get myself into trouble. Anyway, so let's talk a bit about Tor being back. We know Ghanaians have called on Tor to come back for a while now because of fuel prices. Anytime fuel price on the international market goes high, we have to, bear the cost of it. But then again, we have Tor, and Tor could have been regulating it a little bit, because once we refine oil here, then we know that even if the international market, the prices of oil goes up, we can still be able to enjoy some price stability. And now we are hearing it's back. So let me start from you, Billa. What you think about TOR's coming back?
Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to say good morning to your cherished viewers and the good people of China Paga constituency. We promised that we are going to set this country. And I think we are doing exactly that. TOR coming back is something that we should have done long ago. But we give ourselves standards that are very difficult for us to meet as a country because the fuel we consume, the quality is not the same. Every country, every continent with the standard that they accept. We, as a country, we've decided that we want to accept only, we will not accept above 50 ppm in our country. And it is good because that is European standard. Even some countries do 10 ppm. That is why you buy 7 years old car from, or 5 years old car from Europe and it's still functioning. It's because of the fuel, how effective the fuel is. And TOR that I know, we don't have the standard. I said, no, I don't have the facts about the ppm that we are going to turn out into the market. But the countries that surround us, our neighbors are all taking about 1,000 and above ppm. But we give ourselves 50 ppm, which TOR cannot give us, as a then, TOR cannot give us that particular quality of fuel. That was why basically it was down. And it ran into depths, which we as a country were even trying to run away from. So I am happy today TOR is back. I pray that they've upgraded because it is only fair. Sometimes we we claim we have oil in Ghana, but we export or we give out the crude and import the finished product. That is very, very appalling. Very, very, very appalling. But in Ghana, what I've noticed is that we are not true to ourselves. And probably, I'm not saying that is the case, probably some people or some person is enjoying some sense from, or some persuades from the finished product that comes into the country.
So people are being selfish?
In a way, that is why I say we are not true to ourselves. I just want to be measured in my words. So it's long overdue. And Ghana, where we've gotten to, when you travel across West Africa, you realize that Ghana, we are developed. And there are some petty things that we need to fix. We don't need to be behind in terms of that. TOR is we have other refineries. It shouldn't be TOR alone.
Right.
Akwaba is there.
Yeah. Other refineries.
Other refineries are there. Okay, I thought I was on. Okay.
So there are other refineries that could also come back. So finally, TOR is back and is refining 28,000 barrels of oil a day. And this, we have heard about it. And it's also saying that the refinery started crude oil refining at the crude distillation unit a few days ago, and insiders indicate that TOR is currently processing about 28,000 barrels of crude per stream a day. This is good news. We are praying that it keeps going on, and it will even increase at the end of the day. All right, so let me come to you, Janet. Yes.
Let me say good morning to you, my co-panelists, and then our viewers this morning. TOR being back is a good thing. it will also bring stability of the cedi. It means we will not go out there to use more cedis to change into dollars to go out there to buy things. So it's good for our cedi. It's also good for capping down inflation.
Yeah.
And job creation. It will create more jobs. So I think that is a good thing. The only challenge is the debt, because when Tor comes back, it comes back with a debt. I don't understand why we will be into refining our own oil, and at the end of the day, we are not able to make profit. We rather incur debts. I think that we should look into that situation, because when something is for government, people take it for granted. And that is what they always do. That when it is government, I don't think that you will have your own business, that you will be producing things and running into a loss. Because before you start the business, you do cost-benefit analysis to see whether you are going to benefit or not. Because a business that you will do without getting profit is better you don't do it. So those who are managing Tor, I think we have to put more monitoring and evaluation on how they do things, because others cannot, private people cannot be doing it and be making profit. But when it is government, we end up incurring losses. So Tor is back is a good thing, but the managers must know that we are not going to use the taxpayers' money to put into something that is going to be treated like this is government. From now onwards, let's run this country like a business. And then if you have your own business, you run it anyhow. So with Tor being back, it's a good thing. It will help us a lot, but then we don't want any debt to be incurred, because the taxpayers' money should be used to make sure that our schools are well taken care of, hospitals are there for people who have medical need to go to, that we should have our money being channeled into places that will help the people, rather than using it to pay debts that are incurred by people who at times I would say are incompetent.
All right. Thank you very much. Now let's go to our main conversation for this morning. Constitutional Review Committee presents report to President John Dramani Mahama. The biggest one is the proposal of a 5-year presidential term, which has sparked conversations amongst people. That was not the only thing they spoke about. There were other things they spoke about as well. But this is the one that has gotten everybody talking. Now, this is what they said. On the executive, the committee recommends retaining the 2-term limit for presidents, but lowering the but extending each term from 4 to 5 years. I'll take it again. On the executive, the committee recommends retaining the 2-term limit for presidents, but extending each term from 4 to 5 years, lowering the minimum presidential age from 40 to 30, and subjecting presidential salaries and benefits to taxation. It proposes stripping members of parliament of eligibility for ministerial appointments, capping the total number of ministers at 57, and tightening rules on appointments, censure, succession, and the exercise of power during post-election transition periods. So this is what the proposal says. Now, first off, I would like to get to know what my panelists think about their general overview before we delve into questions. So, Bella, your general overview of the Constitutional Review Committee submission so far.
Thank you very much. I think yesterday I listened to the whole show. I was very, very happy listening to the chairman, because there are some advantages that comes with amendment of constitution, because this constitution has been the grand norm of this country for more than 33 years or 33 years and more. And you cannot compare the way we lived around 1992, 1993. You cannot compare it with 2025. So it is only fair that we look into our constitution and see what is right in it and what is wrong in it. It's funny, the other time I was listening to my colleagues, most of them are even my senior colleagues in Parliament, they were talking about we are trying to scheme the constitution so that it will favor NDC and favor the country. You see, the constitution, the framers of this constitution, most of them weren't, some of them weren't educated, but I can tell you that they were up there when they were framing the constitution. Because clause 1, article 290, there are provisions that they say they are entrenched provisions. You cannot change them. It's changing them is more difficult, or it is tantamount to trying to throw the constitution away or putting up a big deal for the whole country to handle. So I was surprised when they were talking of provisions of that nature. No. In the constitution, there are some provisions you can amend. There are some provisions you cannot amend at all. So the clause 1, 291 will tell you the ones that you can amend. Clause 1, article 290 will tell you the ones that you cannot touch them easily. First of all, I was trying to jot them down. You have to go to Parliament. You have a whole headache over there to carry out. After that, you have to go to the Council of State. After that, you have to go and gazette it. You go for referendum. Then, you see, it is very difficult. It is more, indirectly, the framers knew that sometime in life, we might get a president or somebody, a leader, that would not be thinking right, or who would, you know, human nature, we become power drunk when we have power. So the constitution, you cannot just turn it around. It is not easy for us to do that. And there are some advantages that comes with the idea of trying to amend your constitution. One, you need to update once in a while. That was what I talked about, 92 and 2020. You need to update and make sure that it is modernized so that it will meet today's life. We need to enhance the rights of our people and protect them.
So for you, do you think the proposal that has been presented to the president is good enough?
You know, I don't agree with some of them.
Okay.
But I only pray that after here, they are only proposals.
Which ones don't you agree with?
You see, for instance, I have a few that there is one that trying to decouple politics from the government. That is where, if I come to power, for instance, we are ready to reset. I don't sit for the civil society to employ somebody for me who don't believe in my ideology. If the constitution or if the proposal says that, don't put party person there, but put a competent person there, it's understandable. Because if I decide that, okay, fair enough, I want to make sure that I reset this country, then the people that are going to work with me, I have to solely and 100% rely on the civil servants to bring that person for me. And the person doesn't believe in my ideology. Will the person work for me? No, we are all human and we have our own feelings. So there are provisions there that I don't agree with. There are some I totally agree with. For instance, the strict separation of powers. I totally agree with it. I've always been advocating for it. I can remember as early as February or so, March, when they were talking about it on several TV stations. I stated my stand. I said, oh, I am a parliamentarian. This is my first term. If they implement it, I might not become a minister. But I still agree, because we need to make sure that our checks and balances are working.
Right.
One, somebody is an MP, you are in parliament, you are supposed to check on the executive, make sure they are doing the right thing, then you become a minister. Yeah. You are now part of executive and you are part of parliament. That is conflict of interest will set in, definitely.
Right.
And some MPs, looking at the schedules that the ministers have, some MPs who are ministers don't get that time to work in parliament and work for their people. But the fact is that one disadvantage about it, you know, everything comes with advantage and disadvantage. The disadvantage aspect of it, yesterday night I was thinking about it. I said, that means we will not be able to retain institutional knowledge, because most people, I'm in parliament and I can tell you that everybody wants to become a minister, even me. If I get to become a minister today, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
But the fact is that if you are going to practice strict separation of powers, then that means our senior members that we have there, that we all know they cannot, per what they've experienced, they cannot only be MPs. They will definitely want to become ministers. That means they will run and leave us. Who are we going to learn from?
Must they leave? Because they, you see, for ministerial, you don't even contest.
You see,
you contest to serve your people. I can tell the number of members of parliament who have sacrificed so much, their time, their energy, their health, just to make sure they go to parliament. Yes. So that should mean more to you than becoming a minister.
You see, I totally agree with you. Yesterday I was on a sister TV station and I made a statement that I think in Ghana nobody sacrifices more than the MP. It is a fact. We are voted for to represent our people. We are voted for to debate on national issues for our people. But the fact is that I know some people, we are a difficult, we are in a difficult institution.
Right.
And the fact is that I know most of them, once they say a parliamentarian cannot become a minister, I know most of them, not most, majority of them, when they put ministerial appointment and put a parliamentary duty, he would rather leave the parliamentary duty and pick the ministerial appointment. And this one, it is not like, some of them know very well that the senior MPs there knows very well that per the knowledge they have, when they leave parliament, because if they say if you're a parliamentarian, you cannot become a minister, then the best way to become a minister when you're a parliamentarian is to leave parliament.
Anyway, okay, makes sense. But then again, somebody will also say that then you leave for those who want to work to come.
Yes,
because then we'll have members of parliament who want to work for the
you
people.
See, for now, in the short run, in the long run, we will benefit. I get him. Yes. I'm a parliamentarian, but I'm fighting for or I'm advocating for strict separation of powers.
Yeah.
I believe that when you are in parliament, you should be committed to doing your parliamentary duties and works. But in the short run, if they leave now, for instance, if me and my colleagues are there, or if tomorrow, the next 4 years, I become a senior member of parliament, and those that are coming are junior members, what am I going to teach them? The lessons we get in parliament, you cannot get them in any classroom.
Anyway, those who want to serve will stay.
but we will lose the institutional...
I don't think we will lose. I think that those who want to serve will stay. Those who are selfish will lose because... They are not... They are
also going to serve. No. As a minister, you are going to serve.
With regards to member of parliament, like you said, whenever... they are campaigning, they come to us to tell us how they love us and how they want to work for us and how they are sacrificing for us to be in parliament. Yes. They don't tell us that when they are getting ministerial appointment. That's an appointment that they work for. Yes. So if you really mean if you really mean well for your people, you will stay and work for your people. Because then it tells us that they are not there for the people, they are there for the ministerial appointment. That's what
being a minister. No. Being a minister, so that is why I said some, because there are some MPs that we have today, when they are going to be maintained as MPs and nothing more, MP simpliciter, they cannot handle their constituencies. Because even being a minister, it enables them to serve their people better. And because they wouldn't want to lower the standard, they will prefer to be in the ministry to be able to serve their people.
Okay, I'll have more questions with regards to the other details, but your general overview too, Janet.
To me, I disagree with him in toto, especially when he talks about MPs taking good care of their constituents and then a lot more. You see, we need to be truthful that politics is not a place where we come and to Parliament to take care of our constituents. We have to let our constituents know that that place there is no money. I am going there to enact laws for you. I don't have any source of income over there apart from the parliamentary pay that I get. This is what is happening. Tell them the truth before they vote for you. But if you go into your constituency and you start telling them that when I come, I will build a school for you, I will do this, do that. Meanwhile, you don't have the means. Then you come to Parliament, you will have to now pass bills that are not right for the people of Ghana just to be able to get other things to help your constituents. It is robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's the same thing.
Janet, if you were just a constituent and, your member of parliament comes to you and says to you, I'm not the one to make sure you have I'm not the one to build your roads. I'm just going to advocate to make sure your roads are built.
If I am saying, if from the PMP, this is the message I'm preaching, and then the NDC, that's the message he preached, and then MPP, that's the message we all preach. Vote for whoever you want to vote for. We are not into, we are not developmental agents to come and develop your place for you. It is the district assembly that is in charge of this. We are to go to Parliament to enact laws, and that is what we are going to do. We will make sure that we enact good laws that will help you in your educational sector, blah, blah, blah. There are other things you can say, apart from directly telling them that the constituents, you will come and take care of them. You understand? So now he's saying what he's saying because of the way they have made people to think that politics is a place where people go to amass wealth. So when they are coming, the constituents are asking them that they should pay me before I vote for you. This is not politics. This Fourth Republic, I don't see where this Fourth Republic is going to, because we did not start with the right message. And the grassroots, voters don't understand. They are not aware that the MP is not supposed to be paying your school fees. Why is he getting the money to pay your school fees?
Janet, your general overview of the Constitutional Review Committee's report.
So I was just thinking about what he was saying about the separation of powers. I also support the separation of powers, because when you pick an MP, a member of parliament as a minister, and he goes into that ministry, he doesn't work for Ghanaians. He works for his constituents. An entire ministry jobs, he mortgaged the entire jobs for only his constituents. He doesn't even see, when you go to the ministry to do important business with him, and you can see the constituents line up. There is no space for any Ghanaian to go there apart from his constituency. These people are causing financial loss to the state. I mean, an MP doubling as a minister. It is not a good thing at all. So decoupling those powers is the best thing that can happen to this country. You become a minister, you are not entitled to any constituency, so no constituency people will come and line up at your office to be asking you, pay my school fees, do this, blah, blah, blah. So it is the best thing. I heard him say that other people will not like to become MPs, which is also true, because we've heard a scientific report that came out that people are in parliament because they think that they can be able to get opportunity to become ministers. That is how greedy and selfish the Ghanaian is. Politics is a place. Some Ghanaians, some politicians are. You see, politics is like a religion. If you don't have the call, you don't go there. You don't go into politics to amass wealth. You don't go into politics to get rich. You go there to contribute to what society have given to you. You want to give back. That is what politics means. Is that what MPP and NDC think politics is? Never. There is a different scenario altogether about the way they see politics. That is why you will hear them vehemently argue that they won't go to parliament because if this happens, parliament is not good. And it's true. Because those who are in parliament, they are not there because they love Ghanaians. Some of them are there because of what they think they can get, and also the opportunity for them to become ministers. But I think that the best thing they can do is to decouple. I think they propose it, right?
Yes.
Because all the political parties, you know, there was a meeting. NDC was there, we were there, MPP were there, all the political parties, we were there. And we all came up that they should decouple these ministers from MPs to give them time to work, so that MPs, you won't have money anymore to influence your constituents. That's what we want to do. I heard you saying that some people will want to influence. You are not supposed to be influencing your constituents. You are supposed to tell them the truth, because it's the truth that will set us free. So because the truth is not preached to the constituents, these constituents have a mindset that politics, there's money in it, and they want to come into amass wealth. So I like the separation of power. Now, then I also talk about the 5 years and the 4 years.
Yes, the 5 years.
I know that even if they accept the proposal, President Mahama will not be affected. He won't be affected because he came up and gave us a 4-year contract. Ghanaians voted for President Mahama based on a 4-year contract. And there is no way they will propose this. This thing will be proposed, and one day President Mahama will say that, oh, now I would like to go for 5-year term because they propose that. So he won't be affected in any way. And I also don't even think that it is necessary, because we've given our...
I don't think the 5-year term...
I don't agree. I kick against it with all the fullness thereof. I kick against it. 5 years for what? 4 years, we are not even able to do. 4 years is too long for them. To me, 2 years is enough. If you are not able to do, let's kick you out.
But if you become president, you can do everything in 2 years?
If you are not, look, by today...
I don't want to use the word if. When you become president?
What will I be doing? Apart from making sure that I implement my policies.
So in 2 years, you can achieve it.
If anyone is serious and they give you the chance to be able to rule this country, within a year's time, you should make so much impact that Ghanaians can see and have the belief that, yes, they gave you a power. The reason why you've seen that things are not happening is because they never made up their mind to come and implement any policy. Their main mandate was to win power, to come and chop. Helping you and myself is not something that is in their dictionary. So when they come in, they are looking at potholes. Where can I get money? When they see that there's something here, they choke that place because they've not made up their mind to work. And that is why they want you to push them to a 5-year tenure, because they know that even 4 years, you've given them the leverage, they won't even work. So 5 years, it means another year to be able to relax, to enjoy what they have.
But this 5-year tenure would stay for all political parties, no matter who wins power.
It doesn't matter. We don't want 5 years. 5 years is enough for that political party to become redundant and sit there, spend money, take take salaries, take remunerations, and do everything, and yet will not have any impact in the country. Politicians want 5 years. You know why? Because they need more power to enjoy. Even if I will come for 1 year and it's 5 years, maybe it's okay. Let's do that. And they are pushing for that. The civil society organizations should not allow them. Journalists should not allow them. Ghanaians should not allow them. 4 years is too much for somebody who already uses 4 years. 5 years is too much for a politician to be able to come into power, to just use 5 years to do what? To sit down and do nothing.
4 years, okay.
4 years is okay. When you look at other countries, they have 4 years and they are able to work.
Right.
If you talk, they will tell you that those countries are developed. How did they develop? Did they just sit down to develop? Look at Kufuor in 2006 came up with a mining law that we should take 5%. And 20 years down the lane, they are still going for the 5%. Meaning, are we thinking forward or going backwards? Or we are stagnant? So these are people that you should never trust. They don't care about you. They care about power. remove that power away from them. Whatever they want to do, allow them to do it.
Kwame Oredu has joined us. He's part of the legal team for the NPP. Good morning, Kwame.
Good morning, Resident.
How are you?
I'm great. My sister is on fire.
Very. I need to give her some water.
Yes, I like the power behind the submission.
She's actually a presidential candidate.
Yes, I know
Yes.
that. And I feel the emotions as well. I mean, seated close to him, I felt the heat and the passion with which he's spoken. I mean, it's commendable. But sometimes it's the actions we require from politicians, not just the talk with all the forcefulness, but the actions to implement the talk. That is more important. So yes.
Right now, we are taking the general, everybody's general view of, the recommendations. So, what about you?
For me, I believe the proposals, I call them compelling recommendations because some of them are really something that we should consider as a nation, especially the issue about the decoupling of the MPs from the ministers. I am against that. I think MPs should be allowed to be ministers as well because the roles they play as ministers, the roles they play in the parliament or the house are different. It is not as if they are unable to, or they've been ineffective so far. Since 1992, it has been like that. So laws are made for reasons. So one of the reasons is that there is a situation which needs to be addressed, or there's an inadequacy and we need to address it. So if you're asking that, for instance, the 4 to 5 years term, we should be asking the questions, what are the inadequacies with the 4 years that we want to move to 5 years? What do we seek to achieve with the extension? If you're able to ask ourselves these questions and provide solid answers, then there should be justification. So for instance, 5 years for what? Okay, we've been doing 4 years since 1992. What has been the issues with the 4 years? And if there are indeed issues with the 4 years, can we find solutions other than extension? People have argued that sometimes election petitions come in for both MPs and the president, and they stay in court for like a year and they're ineffective. If that is one of the reasons, why don't you come up with rather legislation that would ensure speedy trials? Maybe we have an election court. We have a court designated for elections. If issues of parliamentary appointment are problems, because there are issues of vetting and all that, the case of G.H. Mensah says that even if you're a minister in the first term, when you are reappointed in a subsequent term, you should be taken through vet. That is not even necessary because if the person was a foreign minister term B and is coming to education ministry, I don't think we should take the person through all this rigorous vetting and all manner of stuff because the person has gone through that mill already. So if these are some of the reasons why we think that we need extension, then we have other solutions for them. So as a preliminary comment, I think that even though they are very compelling as recommendations, we need to interrogate them. We need to ask the necessary questions to ask if they are justified. Because as for presidential terms, I mean, if you give somebody 10 years and the person is ineffective, he's ineffective. If you give somebody 5 years and the person can work, the person can work. Other countries are doing 4 years, others are doing 5 years. We compare. What are the issues? But my main worry is the fact that we are sort of thinking it is not 4 years, so let's move to 5 years. We are not asking why it is not probably effective. If we are doing all the why and we are doing all the askings, then we say that, okay, these are the reasons. Let's do A, B, and C to probably do something about it. But extension, I don't think is a solution. But I would add that as a party, we haven't come to a position on this. And I'm sure in the subsequent days, maybe the party may want to speak on this, but this is my personal opinion, that I think we should not just jump to the extension. We should ask the very questions which has got us to say that let's give them extra year. If we can solve them with other measures, then we should stay within the 4 years.
Right. All right. Dr. Kwapong has also joined us on Zoom, and he's a political analyst. Good morning, Doc.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. Yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. The Constitutional Review Committee has sparked conversations this morning. I know almost everybody is talking about it. But you being a political analyst, to calm things down, what should be the president's immediate response?
Thank you very much. For me, I think his immediate response is how he received the committee yesterday, which is thanking them for their work, and then signaling that once the holiday season is over, we would now move into the phase of studying all of the recommendations and then starting to think about ways in which to implement all the different recommendations from the committee. It would be very interesting to see the government's position as well as his party's position on the different recommendations coming from the CRC, the ones they would support, the ones they would be indifferent about, as well as the ones that they would not support, and then how all of that would play out as we move into the phase of trying to decide which of these amendments would garner the support of Ghanaians, and how we go about making some of it, come to reality.
Right.
And the ones that won't come to reality as well.
Do you think these recommendations are bold enough, or they fall short of something?
I mean, I had a chance last night to go through the public document with all of the different recommendations, and for me, there are quite a number of very bold areas in which the committee is making some recommendation, some of which I'm sure was also the sentiments that the public expressed during their all the regional engagements, as well as engagements with particular bodies and other significant stakeholders. For example, I like the fact that they are recommending moving away from the idea of appointing majority of cabinet members from parliament. That separation of executive functions from legislative functions is an important one for me. Most often we are talking about issues like absenteeism among members of parliament, probably because they have executive duties. I think that an MP who also serves in the executive is more vulnerable to political control by the executive, especially the president. Sometimes I think there's a lack of independence, particularly if you're on the majority side in parliament, because you always want to be lockstep with what the administration in which you serve in as a minister, whilst at the same time being a member of parliament. So I like that separation. They've also taken a look at Article 146(6), especially when it comes to the removal of the Chief Justice, and has made some very important provisions to sort of make sure that all the loopholes or fault lines that we saw in the removal of Chief Justice Tokunu hopefully would be addressed if the recommendation is adopted. The last one I would highlight is making the recommendation about how Parliament exercises its contempt powers of contempt. They frame it as it can chill freedom of expression, it can immobilize the media, is my reading of it. So what they are proposing is take that away, and if someone in the media or if an ordinary citizen says something that a member of parliament or the institution of parliament finds offensive, you can deal with that as a civil matter by going the route of suing them for defamation. It will be interesting to see how parliamentarians also respond to that, because you're taking away a power that, even if it is so infrequently exercised, I'm sure they will still want to, in my view, they will still want to protect it. So quite a number of interesting ideas on how we can, address some of the challenges that we have seen after 30-something years of the 1992 Constitution.
Right. Now, looking at the recommendations, pardon me, which one do you think the president is most likely to implement?
It will be very difficult to to judge which ones he would be in support of. But if I think of his campaign promise to cap the size of the number of ministers that he would appoint, and having seen how many he's appointed with the committee recommending, I think, a cap of 57, 3 short of what I think he promised and has done. Maybe it's one area that I can see him supporting. But I mean, the recommendations are so many that it's difficult to judge which ones he would throw his weight behind and which ones he wouldn't.
What about Parliament? Many of these recommendations require parliamentary approval. Do you foresee bipartisan cooperation?
I hope so. I mean, some of the recommendations, there are some recommendations that I don't see why we wouldn't be able to get bipartisan cooperation around it, especially if you think of it as it is designed to strengthen our democracy. It is designed to fix some of the fault lines we've always complained about when it comes to the 1992 Constitution. But the reality is also that we live in a polarizing, very partisan environment. So I do anticipate some of those partisan tensions arising. But I'm just hoping that through all of it, we would be able to build some bipartisan consensus around some of the most important recommendations. I mean, these are recommendations. And so I don't expect that all 100 of the recommendations will be adopted. But on the ones that really matter and are consequential, that hopefully we would forge bipartisan cooperation around the ones we want to accept. And even the ones that we don't want to accept, still be able to build consensus around it and say, these ones, we don't believe that if we adopt them, it would do us any good. But of course, the reality is the environment in which we live, we should expect some of these partisan clashes as well.
Doc, do you think the president should submit some of these recommendations to national referendum?
Yeah, and as if I understand the process correctly as well, depending on the type of constitutional provision that is being dealt with, especially if it is an entrenched provision, then definitely there will be a role for citizens to be involved, in the process of whether that recommendation gets onto a ballot for citizens to either say we approve such a process or we approve such a recommendation or not. So there will definitely be a role for citizens in this, even if it is not through a formal referendum, because maybe it's the kind of provision that doesn't require that. I'm sure you would see the media getting involved, definitely civil society. You would hear their voices.
Okay, so Doc, we'll try and get you again because it looks like
as part of this process.
All right. Thank you very much, Doc. Please don't go. I'll come back to you. I just want to speak with my guest in the studio a bit and then I come to you. Billa, this one has sparked conversations, but in your submission earlier, you never mentioned the 5-year tenure. What do you think about it? The proposal, though.
Okay, thank you very much. I wish to say good morning
Yes,
to
good morning,
my brother. Yeah. The 5-year term, I am happy John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, even if it happens, he will not benefit from it. You see, let's be very frank with ourselves. When you come as a president, the burden on you is so much. That was what I was making initial when I talked about the public service, trying to decouple or make sure that they will take it away from president when it comes to appointments and stuff like that. You see, the first, when we came into power, and the same thing, MPP, they went through. The first 8-9 months, you'll be using them for appointments and just trying to stabilize the government. Even up to now, you agree with me that some institutions don't still have boards to operate. Are you getting me? And our politics has become so difficult that the election year, we almost use the whole year for elections. So it is only fair that we give whoever. We don't know the next president. It can be my brother here, it can be me, it can be Her Excellency.
So Her Excellency is the only one.
Oh, but if we are coming up, do you know?
Are you going to be on the ballot?
We might be coming up. That's why I said.
You just don't know.
But you are not contesting as a
No, you see, wait, hold on. We are eligible.
Okay.
Because in terms of the age,
yes.
we are eligible. We are all fine gentlemen. It could be very good president. So you don't know what will happen.
Okay, Kwame.
Yes.
In January 2026, are you
Yes.
contesting to be a flag bearer for the end?
As of now, we have just about 4 of them.
Thank you very much. So you are not. Are you contesting to be a flag bearer of the end?
Oh, no.
No, Madam Janet, she is already going to be on the ballot paper, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you see, to me, the 5 years will be very okay. And once the current president is not benefiting, that is equity. If it is that, he's trying to add some years, that one would have been a problem. But this one, we are setting the grounds so that at least when you become president, even MP, Her Excellency was saying that we need the years to, she made a point, I even jotted, let me not go there, but to chop. I just wanted to be diplomatic around it. So you see, it is only fair that we get adequate years for our presidents to operate. For the 4 years, it's a pressure on them. It's a pressure, and the amount, the other side that makes me happy is the quantum of money that we spend during elections. We've monetized our elections to the extent that I feel you come to power the next 4 years, or no, 3 years, let's just say 3 years, the country is into another election, pumping money out there again. So I'm thinking that the 5 years will be very accurate, will be very good for whoever becomes the president. At least you should be able, you see, there are even 8 years.
Since 1992, we have been running the 4 years.
Yes.
What has been wrong with it?
You see, even let's assume the 2 term, getting the 8 years, or I'm sure President Akufo-Addo left office wishing for some little time to finish some projects and stuff. Even the 8 years is not enough. Did
the Ghanaians want that?
No, that is another topic. But the fact is that I'm talking of the number of years that you need.
What about planning? Because when planning comes in, won't you be able to finish what you have decided to finish?
You see, you can plan.
Yeah.
You can plan. As I'm sitting today, I might decide to look into the future, making serious provisions. Are you getting me? Whether the resources will be available for me to execute those plans is another matter. Whether nature itself will allow me to execute those plans is another matter. But let's just be realistic here. The 5 years is okay. It's okay. You see, the 4 years is just pressure that we are giving to the politician.
Okay, so I'll ask you this question. What is so different about our 4 years and that of America? If Americans are able to work within that 4 years, why can't our presidents work within 4 years to achieve or attain what they have to?
Yes. You see, sometimes we compare apples with oranges. We should be comparing in the region. I think we and Nigeria, we are the lowest.
And Nigeria, I think that's 5 years.
Nigeria is 5 years.
Nigeria is 4 years. The French country.
Yeah, I think it is we and Nigerians, Nigeria that is,
not
we
only
are the
Nigeria,
least.
other African countries.
Are you getting? So that is why I said the region. So the fact is that when you compare us with America became independence, and they got their independence how many years now?
A lot of years ago.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
And we are not on the same level. Our pedigree is not the same. Their mentality is not the same. even what the resources that we used in campaigning, Americans, they don't do that. Our style of electing leaders here, electing president, is not the same way that they do over there. So for us to make sure that we want to compare our country with other nations, it shouldn't be American for now. We should be looking at the region. How many years are others having within the region? If it becomes critical, we can go and compare ourselves with America, but not now. But the fact is that our democracy is still young. You cannot compare it to America's democracy.
I'm going to mention some of the countries in Africa, and I like the fact that you said our region.
Yes.
That they do more than 5. They do 5 years or even more. Yeah. I think Senegal.
Okay.
There's Zimbabwe. There's Cameroon. There's Gabon. Madagascar. Mozambique.
Okay.
Namibia. Guinea-Bissau. Tell me how developed they are more than Ghana.
You see, I'm just looking at the number of years that they are having as a term. But the fact that even with the 4 years, it doesn't mean we are not developed. We are developed. Even when initially, I don't know whether I made that statement or not, when you travel around West Africa, you realize that Ghana is developed.
Yeah, so the 4 years is good.
Are you getting me? Yeah. But with this pressure, with the pressure that we are giving to ourselves, or we've given to ourselves with the 4 years, I am very sure that if we get 5 years, you see, when you go to the reasoning behind the 5 years, it is, they were trying to say that because of the settlement of the new president, when the new president comes into office, the government takes a lot of time, or it takes some time to settle down. That is why I'm telling you that even up to date, our government, there are some institutions that they don't have boards to operate. It is not as easy as we see it.
Inefficiency.
No, it is not inefficiency. You were also part of it. You came to power even after 1 year. There were boards without what's the name?
But no, we shouldn't encourage that.
No, but you cannot go around appointing people without doing due diligence. It is a fact. You cannot just go around employing people to go on board, employing people to become CEOs, employing people to become directors without doing due diligence. So it is not like no. You can be efficient, but you might not be able to meet the timeline.
Could it be that our systems have not been put in place?
That's the point.
No. That is another area we have to look at, our systems. But for now, even the 1 year, with time, I know with time we will grow to the extent that we will understand politics, we will understand the way we were to do our elections so that it won't consume much time. But if you realize, every election year takes the full year, not even half of it. That's why it seems in one of the provisions, they are trying, the recommendations, they are trying to even give timeline when you can do campaign, when you can start campaign, and when you end campaign. Are you getting me? So that it will be, that is, the system is the same way we are trying to fix the system. So the years that they are given, it's also a fact that can help us to fix the system. Because if you are coming to use 1 year to settle down, use 1 year to do campaign, you're left with only 2 years.
Okay, thank you. Let me go to Janet. Janet, from 40 years, the age limit has moved to 30 years. Are you happy about it? So that we can have more youthful minds in there?
I think it's okay that whatever they think they can do, because my focus is not on that. My focus had to do with the decoupling, depoliticizing the state institutions. It is a major issue that politicians win power, they come in to pick their members, party members, who don't have the requisite qualification into important sectors, and they are destroying this country. So if we are depoliticizing state institutions, it's also a good thing. The politicians should not be given the chance to be making appointments for us. To me, they shouldn't do that. So this proposal is a good thing. The powers of the president will be reduced. I don't know, the ex gratia thing, was it there in the proposal?
Yeah, there's a recommendation on Article 71.
So what this?
I could read that, but I haven't read. But it covers that as well.
Very good, because President Mahama said when he was in opposition that the ex gratia, when he comes into power, he's going to scrap it.
Yeah.
And these people are his people. He brought them in. So I know that he's also monitoring, evaluating whatever they do to make sure that it comes in line with what he told the people of Ghana. But I don't know. The ex gratia, we were not saying that they should do away with it completely. What we were saying is that if the person comes to parliament or is working after everything, and then if the person is going to come back in parliament again, the person should not get any ex gratia, because the person will still be on salary.
Right.
Because when you see pension pays and other things, it's not about you still be working here and be collecting your pension pay on 4-year basis. It's not right. So that's what we want President Mahama to do, to make sure that they moderate it so that parliamentarians and other appointees will not be getting ex gratia every 4 years, because that's not how other people are being paid pension pays. So with that moderation, I think that would be good. Yep. And then they also spoke about the Council of state members. I think that they said they were going to do something. It is too political. Now we don't have a council of this in state. The council of state, the way they do their things, is like they are in bed with the government. That's not what we want. When we create institutions, we create them to be independent. But I've seen that Ghanaians, they rather want to worship politicians than have integrity. Even if you want, go and take religious leaders, they will come and worship the government. You want, go and take people who are academics or academia, they will come and worship politicians. CSO will worship them. All other people will worship them. What we have to do is to build up a country made of people with integrity. When they pick you to function without trying to worship the president so that he will think that you are doing his bidding and give you opportunities. That is what has happened with the Council of State. And I think that we don't have Council of State. They are doing the bidding of the president, and no matter what, they will not use clear eyes to look at issue. They will always look at it in a political light. And how we can be able to remove all these people out of this charlatan way of doing things, I think it's through education, because I don't know what we can do anymore. We have good institutions. Immediately we pick the person becomes a praise singer of the president and will do anything to get money or to get opportunity from the government. And it is bad for our country.
Right. But the depoliticizing, these institutions that you said you are very happy about, Bella said that it could affect us because sometimes, you want to work with people that want you to succeed. So if we depoliticize it and it happens that the person that has to take that seat is not for you, then the person is not going to help you succeed.
Yes. Do you know what he's talking about? So that he can bring like people from his place and ask them to employ them. Do you get me? When he said working with, it's not like talking about good ideas and the person will say, I won't take the ideas. He's talking about manipulation. They want to manipulate. And the manipulation is that I picked you for Cocoa Board. My people must be appointed for this in that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because if it is based on, if it is based on ideas, if I am a CEO for Cocoa Board, I want to succeed. You come in with your ideas, and I know that these ideas will help us to be able to succeed. Why won't I take it? Do you understand? But if I see political ideas being pushed around, do you think I will accept those political ideas? I will not accept it. So what he's saying, if you have ideas, let's depoliticize the sector. And if you have ideas that the Cocoa Board, maybe CEO or any CEO refuse, bring it to bear in the media. These are the things. Let us also check through what you have brought. Let's not listen to this and try to listen. whatever proposal they have brought about depoliticization is the best thing to go. Too much politics is killing us. And I also heard one last thing, that now elections will be held in November. They are proposing November.
It's a proposal.
A proposal. You know, at IPAC meeting, all political parties, except the NDC, said they did not want November. They refused and rejected it in total. So if President Mahama has seen that what we proposed 2024 and his party alone refused, that time I think Honorable Omane Boama and Rashid Computer were those who vehemently said they will not agree. They don't want any November elections. It must be in December. If today the same party that rejected it wants to accept it...
But that's not them. That is a committee.
The committee was formed by them. It was President Mahama who formed it. He's an NDC member.
Yes, but
President.
You just said that we are depoliticizing. So if we end up depoliticizing state institutions and people become, CEOs, will you say that because it is this person who is the president, so he's their people?
Immediately the president is the one who appoints the CEO. He becomes their people. He will not do your bidding for you. He is going to do the bidding of the president, including appointing party members, constituency people who have no certificates. They will appoint all of them into the state agencies. That's what they are doing. So we should find a way to prevent the president from getting nearer to appointment as far as possible to help our country. So that's what we should be arguing on.
Okay, you wanted to say something, Bella?
Okay, just 1 minute.
It's fine.
You see, I just want to correct something. I thought you would have, because that was not what I said. I said, you see, we are running a political party. And let me set one example. My mom is MPP. She was the gender desk officer for Katsina Nankana West District Assembly. When we came to power, 2008, nobody sacked her. She packed her things and went home.
Okay.
And they went for a meeting and she wasn't around. They called her and said, for the new government, what the proposals and the manifesto, she doesn't believe in it, so they should take their office. You see, what I said earlier was that every political party...
But she was also in that office because of NPP.
Every political party have their ideology and what they want to do. And we are all, you see, human beings, we are very difficult. What you believe in might not be what I believe in. So even if I am the president today, and I think every political party can do it, I said, and if you can remember, I said we need to employ party people, but very competent ones who are up to the task and can do the work. Because if they say we should depoliticize the public service...
State institutions, yeah.
State institutions, somebody will sit somewhere or they will give you a CEO that will not believe in your ideology and might sabotage you in a way. So I prefer that as a government, like we are there like this, we should employ the vital positions that we know this position will help us execute the resetting agenda. We should be ready and willing to put our person there. It is only fair. I want somebody, you cannot go invite somebody to come and destroy you. No. Where we want to send Ghana to, where we want to place Ghana to, we only need to get people that are ready and that believe in the same agenda.
What about people rising through the ranks?
I don't have a problem with it. I'm talking of where the appointments are. If it is a public office that deals with merits, it is merit-based. Fair enough. But if it is where the president is supposed to appoint, he needs to appoint somebody who believes in the ideology of the party so that there's no party that comes to power and says, I want to destroy Ghana. NPP wants to make sure Ghana moves forward. NDC wants to, or they want to make sure that Ghana moves forward. It is the individuals that we put in positions that decide. There's no, go and look at all the manifestos. We all have beautiful manifestos, but it depends on the individuals that we put at certain positions that decides to either go wayward with the manifesto or go in line with the manifesto. So it is only fair for me to say that. But I didn't say I'm bringing my people to come and that was not too good.
Rosalind, I still want to focus on the issue of extension.
The 5 years.
The 5 years. And if I could share what the summary says when it comes to why they are proposing 5 years, and with your permission, I'll read.
Please.
There's a summary from the report, and I vehemently disagree. It says that this chapter addresses the need to refocus the presidency on strategic leadership, underline strategic leadership for national development rather than allowing it to be consumed by the patronage and partisan advantage. Rosalind, if this is one of the reasons, or are the reasons for extending the 5 years, then I don't think it's necessary. Let's break this down. It says strategic leadership. Every president campaigns on a ticket of a political party. Most political parties, or almost every political party, campaigns on a manifesto. Whether it's strategic, whether it's not strategic, that is what the political party has adopted. If it is in the interest of Ghanaians or it is not in the interest of Ghanaians, that is what the political party has adopted. We campaigned with free SHS, and Ghanaians got along with that. At a point in time, the NDC came up with one-time payment of health insurance. It never materialized, but was a campaign promise. So I believe that if this is the reason, then it cannot hold, because we have been in this country. How many manifesto promises have been fulfilled? It is not because of time that they are unable to fulfill their manifesto promises. Sometimes the willingness is not there. The political willingness is not there. So if for this reason you are extending 4 years to 5 years, then I don't think, and I hold it strongly, that it is not necessary. Because for strategic leadership, it is shaped not only by the president, by the political party. And the president alone cannot go outside the mandate given to him by his political party. So definitely it is the political parties that will shape the strategy of governance. And you don't need 5 or 4 years to do it. The 4 years should be enough. If a political party comes with a manifesto of 24-hour economy, and we are in almost a year gone, and we haven't seen anything in terms of policy, in terms of action, what do you need the 5 years for? If it has failed, it fails from rights away from the very day they try to talk about it. So I am saying that reading this summary alone tells me that, come on, we should think through this very well. The other one is national development. I'm not sure development is tied to 5 years and not to 4 years. Since 92, have we not seen development? What would the extra year add if we should extend it to 5 years? I mean, what's the need for it? If we plan to develop and we have the political will to do so, we don't need 5 years. The 4 year term is enough.
But you know, under your tenure, the NPP tenure, under the NPP tenure, things like Agenda 111 and other projects couldn't be completed because at a point, you know, some of your party members said the time frame was a bit too short. If they had gotten an extension, they could have completed Agenda 111. And because they handed over to the NPP government, they are not even, NDC government, they're not even sure if it will be completed in the way that the NPP wanted it to be completed. So maybe these are some of the considerations.
Rosalind, truth to tell, what has actually been the problem, mostly the problem, if I would say, is funding. It's funding. Because the political will could be there, but the funding could not be there at the time. So
then 5 years will be good.
If you don't have money, if you could not raise money in 4 years, the extra 1 year, what could you use it for?
You can't.
You cannot. And more so, they says that so that the presidency is not consumed by patronage and partisan advantage. The president campaigns under the ticket of a political party, and you don't think the president is answerable to the political party? If for this reason we should extend it for 4 or 5 years, then I don't think we have a need to do so. Because definitely, there have been times, and it's not as if it's uncommon, that general secretaries, chairmen of political parties have come out to say that they sit in cabinet meetings. They shape how policies are made within government. There have been numerous times, especially with this current administration, that we have seen the chairman of the NDC always in parliament. What does he go to parliament to do? And there have been several times when he is present, even the majority leader acknowledges his presence, that their general is here and is going to help. So there's no way there wouldn't be an influence or an advantage by the political party over the presidency. So if it is for this reason, because I have read it from the summary, if it is for some of these reasons that we want the extension, then I don't think it's necessary. I am of the firm belief that we should answer the question, what are the inadequacies of the 4 years? If the only reason, like my brother is given, is that there's pressure on the political party, we should just put systems in place. So, for instance...
That's government.
Pardon?
Pressure on the government.
Yes, if there's pressure on the government, who calls the pressure? Because we are here, and he's bemoaning about the fact that balls have not been filled. It's such an inefficiency and inadequacy, and a 5-year term will not solve this. We are here. So many sectors have not received funding. 5 years won't solve this. It's issue of funding, it's issue of political willingness. If that is not there, we can even extend it to 6 years. There will be no need. So my point is that we should answer the very questions for which we believe that an extension is a solution. If we're able to answer these questions, I don't believe, and I hold it strongly, that we will need that 4-year extension. For instance, appointment of ministers. For instance, we are in a position as a political party. We are electing our flag bearer in
a few months,
yes,
a few weeks.
Yes, on January 31.
Yeah.
Every opposition party is a government in waiting. So you cannot come into power and now think of whom the people you are going to appoint as ministers. You should have them ready, because if you watch the developed countries, they have people who speak on labor. When we were coming in 2016, we did that and it helped. Ejaku was speaking on energy, other people were. So we had people who were speaking on specific sectors. And when we came into power, they transitioned into ministers. So if there's this issue of delays in terms of appointment, we should go by that. As a party in waiting to go into government, we should know people that we have actually taken or marked down, that these are the people we will put in these areas. For me, what has been one of the greatest impediments in terms of this appointment is the vetting thing. If there's a way we could fasten or have a different approach of this vetting, because somebody goes to vetting and he spends like 6 hours. The committee members are tired and they postpone another, because we had people who had brought in a lot of, I think it was Mr. Kujeto or somebody like that. It was scheduled for a day, but the person who went before him took all the hours, so it's late. So the vetting process, for me, I thought I was going to see that a lot, because it has been the major source. People pick up fights, there's squabbles over there. You could see people are even personal with the questions they ask and all that. And that sort of delays the appointment. So if we could rather look at the appointment mechanism, that, okay, I'm coming in as a candidate, I have my people already, I know that when I come, this person is handling this sector for me, this person is handling this sector for me, and the parliamentary processes of approval will be that fast and smooth. Within 3 months after January 7th, your machinery of government should be working. Because by the time you are sworn into the office, you know your ministers already, and now that there is even a constitutional cap of 57, it should be easy for every president to do, because you know that you have a cap, a number to work with. So whilst you are campaigning, you know the people, you've identified specific people for specific sectors. When you come in, the parliamentary approval process is what I think we should look at. But as for extension, for these reasons, I don't think for now it's necessary.
Okay, now, Doc, who is a political analyst, is online, and I want to find out from you, Doc. Doc, are you there?
Yes, I can hear you, Rosalind.
Do you think this extension is necessary?
In my humble opinion, no. And no, because I don't believe that whatever leadership challenges, whatever development challenges that not even just Ghana, but our neighboring countries, other countries in the region face is a function of time. I mean, we have seen in the non-democratic eras, we have seen leaders who have stayed in power 10, 15 plus years. And we've also seen the development outcomes under those scenarios. Even in the many transitions to democratic governance that we have seen on the continent after 1992, there are countries in which, particular parties or presidents have stayed in power for years, and we've seen the development outcomes. So I'm not sold on the idea that the extension of time by 1 year is what would enable an elected president and his or her government to be able to do what they need to do. And so I'm just curious why 5 became the recommendation, right? I mean, if it is time they need, then why not 6? Why not 7? But I don't believe that time is what is crucial to what an elected president and his or her government can do or not. I mean, if you do a good job in your 4 years, you get a renewal of your mandate and get an additional 4 to complete whatever you want to do. The other thing too is if we are able to get to a place where our politics recognizes that success is intergenerational, which is things don't begin and end because we've had a turnover election, then an incumbent government would not have to worry about I need 5 years or I need 2 5-year terms because these things that I want to do, if I don't get them done, my successor government is going to discontinue them or it's going to abandon them. So I'm not particularly sold on the idea that that 1 additional year is what would make a difference in terms of the development and good governance outcomes. I mean, that 1 year, if you have a government in place that is causing all manner of economic difficulties, wahala for the people, that 1 year could also mean, 1 more year of additional, hardships. So I'm not sure what difference the extension of the length of time by 1 year would do for development and other good governance outcomes. If you do a good job in 4 years, you get a renewal of your mandate and get another 4 years to finish what you want to finish. And the things that you can't finish, again, if we can get to a place where we can move beyond, or because it was an NDC project, an MPP government won't continue or finish it, and vice versa, then again, we won't have to worry about, I need more time to finish the things I want to do.
Okay. Now, Doc, there are some things in this report that obviously people are applauding. How can we assure Ghanaians that this will not be another shelved report?
So, the continuous engagement by all of the key stakeholders, media. I mean, I know that civil society has created a platform to make sure that, in anticipation of these recommendations, to see how best they can, mobilize, advocate around what, the important recommendations, engaging the citizens and ensuring that this doesn't become, just like you said, another one of those, we have a great report and end of story. I think once we roll into the new year, we must continue to push for the ones that, prioritize some of them, continue to engage, and make sure that we move on it. I mean, if we don't do it this time around, I don't know when again we would circle back to this continued conversation that the 1992 Constitution has certain defects that needs to be fixed.
All right, Dr. Kwapong, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
Have a wonderful day. And Merry Christmas. Okay, so Dr. Kwapong just spoke on the issues with regards to the Constitutional Review Committee, their proposals so far. I still have my guest here, and it's time for me to read a few more messages that have come in. So if you're yet to send your message, you can still go ahead and send it to us on 055-157-5757. All right. Good morning, host. Please tell Janet Nabla to listen to herself before advising us to stop politicizing everything, because she's more guilty of that. And that's why she's trying hard to politicize the report of the Constitutional Review Committee and turn it into an NDC agenda at all costs. Let her know that the report of the committee reflect the views of all political leaders, including President Kufuor, who proposed an extension of the presidential tenure when he was in office. Rosalind, good morning. Please tell Janet that Ghanaians need a woman to be president, not her, because she criticized everything that this government is doing. She should give us a break. Thanks. Janet should be happy about the extension of the presidency to 5 years because she said she wants to be president and you enjoy the same thing. So stop saying bad things about it. And also, Rosalind, tell the MPP guy, that's Kwame, okay, that he shouldn't cry at all. The 5 years will come on. Robert Yankson from Cape Coast. Okay, we hear you, Robert. Imagine Nanado and Oferiata being given 10 years with his family and friends, divide and rule. I think 4 years should be maintained, but 2-term limits should be abolished. Patrick from Accra. Okay, Patrick. Ibrahim Bule Lakeside says that, good morning, Rosie. My regards to the panelists over there. I would like to congratulate the committee members. They did a very good work. To me, the proposal of 5 years term is good for our democracy. Good morning, Princess. Yes, the lady is very right. Politicization of public offices, unqualified persons are employed. The MPs didn't take our interest to Parliament. They think of themselves and party. Poor people are suffering. Our president should find a way of bringing down the price of basic food as soon as possible than thinking of free SHS for private schools. Okay, so, okay. Good morning, Rosalind. I thought you repeated last week's panelist. I remember President Kufuor at the end of his second term when he was delivering his last State of the Nation address in January 2009. He proposed this 5-year term, but as usual, it was spoken against by the usual suspects. The 5-year term doesn't apply to Mahama. It can't be applied retrospectively, but I am sure it is going to lure Mahama to think of going a third term. The CRC proposed the scrapping of the ex-gratia Brookman Annabelle. All right, Master Planner says that, good morning, beautiful Rosalind. So he's a policy analyst, okay? Good morning, beautiful Rosalind. Honorable Janet is really looking splendid this morning. I can see she's enjoying the Christmas The 5 years for the presidency is a good call. I know all the parliamentarians will support this because they will benefit from it. But they shouldn't forget that when you lose your seat, you will have to sit at home for 5 years. As for the ex-gratia, President Mahama promised to cancel it, so it shouldn't even appear in the review. It should be cancelled as soon as possible. Joy Prime, I wish all your workers Happy New Year in advance. 2026 will be great for us all, inshallah. Amen to that. All right, I'll read just one last one and I'll go. Okay, no, I think I've done this one. Hey, this man saying that he wants us to repeat last year. Okay, Gassiman from Brekum. All right. Gassiman from Brekum says this presidential extension is totally unnecessary, and I don't think any Ghanaian anywhere said so. I believe it's just a creature of the committee. Some of us even want the years to be reduced to 3 years to protect the taxpayers' money. All right, and Gatsi says, I love Jenna's submission. She's bold and no one can bully her. All right, so thank you so much for sending your messages. Unfortunately, this all time will permit us, so I'll take our final report and then we go. Billa, let me start from you. 30 seconds each, please. Yes, Billa.
Okay, thank you very much. I just want to say some few things and on my brother's 4-year term. You see, we are all politicians. Let's be very real with ourselves. The presidential term, the 4 years, is costing us as a country more than ever. Because me, I'm looking at what goes into, if I'm given the chance, if I were to be part of the committee, I'll even propose this. I'll propose this. You see, somebody said that if we need to build this country, we need to save resources. And it is politics that is taking the resources from this country more than any other thing. It is not left with us to choose a good president for ourselves, to be very diligent when we are choosing somebody as an MP. And somebody made a comment that MPs don't think about people. It is very unfair. My 1 year in office, I've realized that the MP is the only officer who thinks about people more than himself. Because when it is not part of our mandate, but it has become part of our mandate, whether we like it or not, you have constituents to take care of. Our very mandate in Parliament is to represent the people. And once that is the particular explanation we need to get from the representation, because it entails a lot. We are there to debate on national issues. We are there to make sure that government business works. But the representation aspect of it means that we still have to be there for our people.
All right, Bella.
So it always hurts me when I hear that MPs don't empathize with Ghanaians.
Maybe some.
We do. No. MPs that I know. Some, yeah, not some, okay, but every MP at least tries, even if not all, 60% to take care of his people.
All right, Bella, thank you very much. Janet.
Let me wish Joy Prime staff and all the viewers a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I don't have anything to say.
Yes, the festive season is upon us. And I would want to take this opportunity, especially this platform of yours, to wish your viewers Merry Christmas, especially people from my hometown, Achim Kusi, especially the members of the Citizens of Kusi Association. They have some programs lined up for this Christmas. Okay. Yeah. And a special one to Emmanuel Aupuku. She gave birth, I think, some few days ago to a boy, and congratulations to her. That's nice. And Merry Christmas to Vanessa Ben as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so on that note, Merry Christmas to all of you, and thank you so much for staying with us. Today is 23rd. Again, we'll be back tomorrow to see. We will work, whether it's Christmas or not, we will work for you. So thank you so much to my guests. We are super grateful. Kwame Oredu, who is part of the legal team for the NPP, was here. Honorable Nichima Bella Alamzi, he is the Member of Parliament for Chiana Paga. Thank you so much for being here. And the one and only Janet Asana Nabla, who is the presidential candidate for PNP, was here as well. Thank you all so much.